Good morning, world. Today I'm in the sunny south of Sweden. Well, it's sunny today at least. So I'm out here visiting my family and friends for Christmas, and with a view like this, I just had to sneak in a quick sketch between things. At the time of recording this video, it is the last few hours of 2025. How funny we humans are to mark what nature must think of as just another day, as something that's so monumental, the turning of the page. But while I am just such a strange little human, I'm sitting here and thinking back on this last year. This last year, which started with sudden changes in my personal life, a breakup, moving places, starting a new chapter with a new band, traveling to the UK to visit my family, and a whole lot of personal reflection. At the close of it, I do feel like a better person. I understand myself just a bit more. I think I've started healing parts of myself that I just didn't have time to deal with all these years. I decided to change my focus from being a full-time showgirl and party girl to someone who can intentionally take time off and just be. Other years have been a serious hustle to make bank and keep moving ahead, but this year I am so thankful that I had the privilege of being able to take a little step back. I started writing more, painting more, vlogging a bit more. I renewed a relationship that, while I have yet to see where it will go, has been healing, a learning and unlearning. I started playing guitar more, jamming more with friends, but more playfully than for the purpose of a professional performance. I started intentionally being less perfect in my art, with my paintings, my sketches, and just life as a whole, purposely trying to capture the simplicity of the moment and the vibe rather than perfection. I had the privilege of visiting a lot of local galleries with some distinguished painters and local artists in Beijing. I was able to visit some of their studios and have a little glimpse in how they come up with their unique creations, and I think I started to realize that art isn't so much about perfection, and maybe life is like that too. Coming from a broken family, I was always the kid that wanted a perfect future. You know, a perfect family, a perfect marriage, the white picket fence dream with 2.5 kids, and possibly an apple orchard in the backyard. I've meticulously followed that sense of perfection and what a perfect life should look like in everything I do. My music performances, my home life, even the way I used to blend colors while painting. But life happens. And by this year, I'm divorced. I've had miscarriages that make me unsure if I can get pregnant. I've had failed relationships where my partner cheated on me while I was singing late nights, and that happened in 2 separate relationships, one after the other. I've lived through the first year of the war in Ukraine. I've packed up my life in 2 suitcases more times than I care to admit. I've lost loved ones to either suicide or cancer. Spent endless late nights where I cried myself to sleep and just didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. But by this year, I'm also beginning to make peace with life. I think I've started to settle into the idea that it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay if life is a bit of a mess and I'm still figuring it out. It's okay if my childhood wasn't perfect and it affects some of how I react to daily life as an adult. It's all perfectly normal. It's okay if I'm a bit messed up and still have some stuff I'm getting over. I mean, it's not okay that stuff happened to me. Some of it was downright diabolical. But it's okay if I don't have the perfect story to tell. To varying degrees, I guess we all have a bit of sadness in our past. We all have a story to tell. Maybe none of us really have it all sorted out, just playing at this game called life and trying to make the most of it. I took a trip 2 days ago to go visit the step-siblings in Germany. I hadn't seen most of them in almost 15 years, but that trip was really healing. We lost Lily this year, my stepmom and their mom. This trip helped shed light on certain memories and thoughts that I just didn't have time to deal with during all my travels or that I'd forgotten altogether, but it helped me find closure and peace. But coming back to the reality of this present gorgeous sunset and 2025 about to go by, I'm also thinking back on how this year gave me opportunities to build better friendships. Because I'd taken a pause from working all-nighter contracts, which had me on stage until really late at night and on call for the band at all hours, I was able to spend quality time and daylight hours with people and get to know them on a better level. Away from alcohol and parties, I started to value quality over quantity. But hey, I'm not dissing my showgirl life here. It was really good for its time, and I'm so thankful for the journey I've had and am having as a result of the places I've been, the experiences I've had, and the people I've met. Sometimes I think I've lived 5 different lifetimes by the time I'm 35. But making new, meaningful relationships away from showgirl life also meant many long conversations with some really beautiful souls, where I was able to discuss ideas and concepts about life, womanhood, and the parallels of our individual journeys. These meaningful conversations and friendships have helped to shape me into a better person. Overall, 2025 has been a lot of self-work, a lot of looking in the mirror. I've been learning to take a look at myself and see the places where I need to heal as a person. I started to understand that I can either embrace my demons and let them show themselves in my art and let them work positively for me, or I need to make peace with them, put them away, and let them rest. Maybe I will never find the perfect balance of doing that, but maybe trying to find that perfect balance is just part of the journey of life. And maybe that's okay. Maybe that's yin and yang. Finding the balance between embracing your darkness or letting it rest. Finding the balance between embracing perfection or learning to do better. Anyway, to close this final journal entry for 2025, while I sit here sketching in my parents' glorious backyard, a belly full of mom's good cooking, and a heart full of reminiscent, reflective thoughts of this past year, and knowing there's not too much time to go back inside and help prepare for our family's New Year's Eve house party, I feel grateful for this past year. Grateful for what was. Grateful for what will be. And that's a wrap. My last picture for 2025, which you can't really see over there, but now you can. And heading into 2026, so glad to spend this last year with you guys. Hope to see more of you and hope you get to see more of my art. Peace. Happy New Year.